Hi Leo, I hope you're all doing well. Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I keep seeing the Ten of Swords. There's something that you can be going back and forth on, trying to decide like whether or not you're gonna end, maybe how you're gonna end something, if it should come to an end even. We're starting off with the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups speaks about feeling some sort of confusion. I'm seeing it be related to the Seven of Swords here. You could have somebody in your environment that's deliberately confusing you, actually. It's somebody that's keeping you in a space where you're like trying to figure out how you feel, and this person is just increasing the fogginess or the confusion for you deliberately. It's like maybe somebody even wants to keep you on your toes or keep you confused or in a space of, I'm hearing second guessing yourself. I'm looking at 2 sevens here. If this is not somebody outside of you, this can be an aspect of your being that you have to make a decision about something or sort out how you feel about something. And there's part of you that actually knows how you feel. However, your shadow or more subconscious energy, even in like ego space, could be approaching something based off of fear. And so that could be something confusing because you're like, on one end, I want this and I like this, or I'm attracted to this, or I feel this way. And then on the other end, I feel the complete opposite. And it's because there's some sort of dichotomy here. So something would need to be synthesized. So know that, like, as much as this can be somebody outside of you, it can also be you with yourself. Because you may even be doing something that's actually increasing this sense of like you feeling all over the place emotionally. For some of you, this can be like a particular behavior or habit that you're like, I don't think this is the best thing for me to be doing or getting involved in, but it's something that, like, if you choose to continue doing it, you even would perceive this as being some form of self-sabotage. But it's like that part of you that knows it's sabotaging almost doesn't want you to know. So you're like, maybe it isn't, maybe it is, maybe it's not. And there's this whole like, I don't even know where I stand or how I feel about this. Yeah, I'm seeing major feelings of internal conflict. Yeah, I keep going back and forth. It's like, as I said before, this can be like you having external conflict with someone outside of you, and or it can also be internal conflict too. It's always going to be reflective of the internal experience that you're having, Leo. This feels very watery to me. So what is this all about? For some of you, in your heart, in a cleared heart space, you would know how you're feeling towards something. But that part of you that feels scared at the bottom of it, because this is what it's feeling like, is what's bringing up these feelings of like, oh no, you don't want to do that, you don't know what could happen, stuff like that. That part of you that may feel like paranoid at times, or fixated, or hypervigilant. Because I'm seeing this like go into the psyche space for you. So it's like if your heart chakra were cleared right now, I don't think this would be happening, but there's some sort of like fear. So it's like the ego is showing up because like the ego absolutely has a purpose. It's there to protect us. And I'm seeing like you may feel the need to protect yourself with something, but it could run so deep psychologically that maybe like on the surface level, until you go all the way down there and like extricate like what's going on, there's this sense of not really knowing how you feel about something, but it's like at the bottom of it you actually do. It just may be more latent right now. And there's some sort of like fear, like your ego trying to protect you, that's actually masking like maybe even the truth. I keep hearing, but in your heart you know. I'm seeing it be related to a relationship. For some of you, it's a marriage. For those of you that are dealing with somebody that you're in a close relationship with, you don't necessarily trust this person. For some of you, it can be one of those situations where you like, I love them, but I don't really trust their character necessarily based off of what I've seen. Like, so I'm seeing you even be in a place where it's like you already don't trust the intentions of this person. You don't feel safe with them at the bottom of it if this is you and another person. I'm seeing a partner, some sort of partner. And I know that the desire is for things to be harmonious. However, there's definitely a barrier. I'm seeing a very unwilling character here. Somebody that deliberately wants things to be chaotic. I'm hearing rather than coming clean. So yeah, maybe somebody that doesn't want you to know something. Somebody's shadow ego is running the game here. And that's why things are not the way that you want them to be. And the way that like they're meant to be, actually, you know, like in a world where everybody would be in a more like a higher consciousness. It's like because of this like foolishness that's going on here. I'm actually hearing the word tomfoolery, which is funny. Maybe this is something from the past even. Because that's not really a common expression now. I'm even hearing past life energy for some of you. Okay. That's not going to be for everybody. For some of you, this is making things confusing in an emotional way, and then that also is tying in with your responsibilities somehow. So it's like this could be affecting you at work, or just the things that you feel a sense of responsibility for, the things that you take care of, the things that matter to you, the things that you tend to on a routine basis. Yeah, I'm seeing somebody come through and purposely be poking at you. I think that they believe that they're doing it more subtly than they actually are, but I'm seeing it be kind of blatant. But this is something that looks more covert to me, actually. at least their intention is to be more covert with being confusing with you. I'm seeing somebody deliberately trying to make things confusing for you and keep you like in a state even of unrest. You're being guided to kind of, what's the word? It's like gray wall or gray rock. It's like, don't give this person a response. That's the epitome of what that means. It's like this person is deliberately trying to like, I'm seeing somebody even like having fog machines and like surrounding you with them. It's like this person is definitely trying to keep you in a space where you kind of don't know what's what on the emotional front. And maybe even so you can't even like truly like pin them down for what they're doing. Like this can be something where it's like they don't want you to know that they're the ones behind it. I'm seeing like a Scooby-Doo mission, and it's like you take the mask off of this person and it's like there's actually another mask back there too, so you have to take that one off as well. And it seems too like this is some deep game that you could continue playing with this person. But I'm seeing the quickest way for you to find relief is to stop giving this person a reaction and stop feeding into like whatever mayhem and chaos this is that they're bringing to you. Because I'm seeing them again deliberately be like dishonest or tricky or evasive in a way with you. And you already know, I'm getting that you know this. This isn't like someone that you're like, oh, I trust you so much, I can't believe you lied to me. It's like, this looks like somebody that you already know would be pulling something like this. At least you have an inkling that this would be happening with this person. So I'm not seeing you be completely like taken aback by this revelation. But it may be something that like maybe you wish it were another way, so you're not consciously recognizing this because you're like, well, I wish that they wouldn't be lying to me, so I'm just going to pretend that they're not lying to me. And it's like, meanwhile, you actually do know, but it may be something that like you're not ready to accept yet. But yeah, however it is that you continue feeding into this, you're being guided to stop. There's some type of like emotional protection that you need, which would mean you not again feeding into this. It's like you not giving a reaction, not responding. This means stepping back and sitting more as the observer rather than somebody that's interacting with this person, because it's going to help you ground and it's going to give you the clarity that you need to see through this. And while you're in the midst of being involved in it, like playing the game with this person, which I say as like related to the interaction that you're having with them, it's like as long as you're on the stage performing this play with them, you're not going to know what's going on. So this is about stepping back off of that and being able to like stand back and watch them perform and see what's actually going on. Because when you're in the midst of it, you're not going to be as aware of this person's behavior because you're going to be more focused on like how to react to this person and like how to dance with them. So when you step back, it's just them moving up there and you're going to be able to like see what this person has going on and what they're doing. I'm hearing the word daffodils. I'm seeing this be a moment where you can either choose the relationship and to kind of martyr yourself for this, or you can choose a path where you feel empowered, because I'm seeing this situation is not at all something that you feel empowered being involved in. Not at all. Definitely a karmic situation here. This would mean there's something to learn from this and to expand beyond it, rather than stay stuck in this. This is not something you're meant to be continuing. Unless you choose to. Yeah, Spirit's telling you not to engage with this person. It's like, I'm seeing it be so point blank. It's like you have to pick. It's like, are you going to pick the relationship or are you going to pick you? Because I'm seeing you can't have both here. Because this relationship, I'm seeing there's an aspect of yourself that you are like negotiating even. And it really does not feel empowering at all, whatever this situation is. I'm seeing something that looks confusing. There's a lack of clarity. There's a lack of intimacy. There's a lack of honesty. There's a lack of integrity. It's like all of this stuff. Like, I don't know why one would deliberately stay within this situation. For some of you, though, you could have your finances tied to this person, which would make things more complicated to leave. For others of you, you don't want to be lonely. And it's like, rather have bad company than no company. But this is the place for you to be able to like really switch the script here and choose yourself. I'm hearing loving yourself. If you decide to make an empowering move here, I'm seeing you be very much supported. Like, I'm seeing Spirit kind of lifting you up here and your guides and whatnot. And this can be so many things. Like, for some of you, it is a marriage, it is a romantic relationship. For others of you, this is a work situation. For some of you, it's like a family thing that's going on. I'm seeing so many different things. But yeah, more than anything, it's like, don't take the bait anymore from this person. Because it's like, the game that they're running is to be confusing. It's to keep you in a place of like not knowing what's what deliberately. So it's like anything that they feed you is to feed into that game of keeping you in a state of confusion. Because then they like kind of have control over you emotionally. Like, I'm seeing somebody deliberately manipulating you here emotionally. But again, doing it in a covert way. It's like this person is not obvious. They're not like going to come out with it and be like, yeah, I'm emotionally abusing you or whatever is going on in this situation. This person would be very, very tricky. I'm seeing like an intelligent energy, but intuitively, because this can be one of those situations where it's like you have to go based off of your intuition rather than what you're actually seeing. Intuitively, you are going to be smarter than anybody, meaning like you are going to be able to see past like any sort of like trick that somebody's throwing at you. So that's why connecting with your intuition is so important, because sometimes things are not obvious, and so you have to rely on your intuition like as a sixth sense and see that it is just as valuable as like seeing something with your eyes too. Like, it's just as valid when you get those feelings. As long as you are grounded, it's going to give you accurate information. I'm looking at Venus and Taurus here. So yeah, it's about you trusting yourself, and not just trusting yourself, but getting to a place where you are ready to accept what you already know. Because I'm not here telling you anything you don't know. I'm just kind of bringing it to the forefront and focusing it. For some of you, you're like, that's it, I'm moving on from this. I'm seeing some type of plan being made. It's like, this is a judgment call. This is a decision that you're like, I've looked at everything I needed to look at. I've analyzed it, and I'm making this decision for myself, and I'm not going backwards after that. And I'm seeing you be like, this is too chaotic. I'm moving on from it. It's not working. Like, I'm seeing something definitely affect you, like mentally, emotionally. And I'm seeing you get to a place where you're like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm hearing it's over. For some of you too, this person could have been messing around, and like if you said that you were going to leave, they could have thrown something at you like you said you'd be with me forever, or you'd love me forever, and stuff like that. Even manipulative. I'm seeing a plan for you to actually leave. This is what I'm getting. I'm seeing you be like so ready to move on. For some of you, it's like you're not even packing all of your stuff up with you. You're actually just going. I'm hearing the song. I don't know if this is the title. I know it's the lyrics in it. Never Going Back Again. I think it's Fleetwood Mac. If you decide to move on, this person is going to come back in an energy where they're going to try to very much appeal to you. For some of you, specifically in a sexual way. But this can be like trying to engage you in something that you would think was fun, or like even trying to engage your inner child in something. Like, I'm seeing this person be very, very smart psychologically, even though they're like not really using their powers for high vibrational things. I'm seeing somebody intelligent for sure that you've been dealing with. So it's like they're going to like switch up the outfit because you didn't like the monster that was chasing you around before. So it's like now they come through as like a butterfly to appeal to you. And so you don't feel like offended or weary of this. For some of you, this person may even try to stop you, actually. I'm seeing with the Knight of Wands. It's like you're trying to get on the boat and they're trying to like chase you to bring you back on shore with their little horse. Like, hopefully not. I'm hoping that this is more a metaphorical thing, even though it would be nice if this weren't happening at all. But yeah, I'm seeing somebody that like doesn't really have intentions of letting you go. So know too that this would be very hard to break away from, like at least energetically, psychologically, like this person does not want you to be going anywhere. But I'm seeing you get to a point where you're like, you know what, time's up. I'm recognizing that this is a karmic situation and that if I stay here, this is my choice and I'm continuing to play out this cycle with you. And you're not getting what you need from this person. And you know that you could get like what you're looking for elsewhere, and you know that if you stay in this situation, it's not going to be happening for you. But yeah, I'm seeing like when you try to leave this person, turn on the charm for sure. It's like doing things that they like, even doing like favors for you and stuff, but it's all just, I'm hearing honey trap. It's all just to get you to come back. And then like the same thing is going to happen again. I'm getting kind of like a Jekyll and Hyde type of vibe. It's like sometimes they can be very sweet and then other times be very, very like confusing and like slippery. It's even like, it may be feeling like energetically they change depending on the situation. This is sad. Like, this person is spending so much energy so much energy on you and like trying to control you. This is like what I'm seeing more than anything. And it's like, imagine if they put that work into themselves, like what an enlightened being they could be. Like, I'm seeing them be very, very interested in you, even if they're not treating you properly. And this is not an excuse. I'm just letting you know. Like, this person is very fixated on you. That's not to say this is healthy by any means, or that you should be sticking around. And that's not to be romanticized either. I'm here calling it quits. For some of you, I'm seeing you take a break. You could have even like moved on from this person and still been like, well, maybe I'll see you sometimes, and like been trying to figure that out. But I think that you're actually going to end up like taking a break. This may be something that you haven't given a time frame to. You're like, I just need some space for now. But it's something like the way that they come through at the end is something that like maybe even makes you reconsider like having them back in your life. But know that this is like also part of the game too. It's not something that's going to last. And you having this time for yourself right now, because as I said before, I'm seeing you take a break or like having some sort of space. This means like not having physical contact with them either. I'm seeing that it's going to like allow you to kind of center and ground and figure out like how you're feeling and how you want to move forward. I'm seeing this break be beneficial. It will give you time to like even recenter and refocus on your goals and whatnot and where you want to be. Like once you've kind of like disengaged energetically, it gives you the energy to like focus on yourself and what's going on and feel present. I'm also hearing safe. I'm looking at Pluto and Jupiter here. All right, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.